He was born in a small, dusty village in Malawi, a place where hunger had a face, and dreams were considered a luxury. His name was William Kamkwamba, just another boy with nothing but faith in a place where faith was all you could afford. His father was a farmer, working tirelessly under a sun that showed no mercy. When the drought came, the earth cracked, the crops withered, and the people began to lose hope. But William, he saw something else in that dry wind. He saw movement. He saw energy. He saw possibility. While others prayed for rain, he prayed for ideas that he couldn't afford school. His parents had to choose between food and education, and food always won. But the hunger in his stomach wasn't the only hunger he felt. There was another kind of hunger, the hunger to understand. To know how things worked. To find a way out of the darkness. So he went to the local library, a place filled with dusty books that no one touched. And among them, he found something that would change his life forever, a science textbook with a picture of a windmill. It said, "Windmills can produce electricity and pump water." His heart skipped. Could he do that? Could a boy with nothing build something that powerful? People laughed when they saw him collecting scrap metal and bike parts from junkyards. They mocked his dirty hands and torn clothes. "You think you're an engineer?" they said. "You can't even finish school." But William smiled, and kept working. Because when you carry light inside, no one can convince you to stay in darkness. He didn't wait for someone to save him, he decided to save himself, and his people. He worked in silence, under the burning African sun, tightening bolts, connecting wires, building something no one believed in. Days turned into weeks. Failure after failure. But he didn't stop. He refused to stop, and then, one morning, the blades of his windmill began to move. Slowly at first, then faster. The crowd that once mocked him stood speechless. The windmill turned. The light bulb flickered, and for the first time in the history of his village, there was light. Electricity. Hope. Children screamed with joy, elders wept, and William's father held his face and said, "My son, you have brought us light." That windmill didn't just power bulbs, it powered dreams. It pumped water that revived the land. It gave birth to education again. It reminded an entire community that even in the darkest places on earth, one spark can light up the world. Years later, William's story traveled beyond Malawi. He received global recognition, scholarships, and a chance to share his message with the world. He stood on international stages, the same boy once mocked for touching scrap metal, now speaking to world leaders and innovators. His story became a book, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, and a Netflix film that moved millions. But beyond the fame, beyond the spotlight, William remained humble. He said, "I try to tell people that if they trust themselves and believe in their dreams, they can do miracles. And that's the truth we all forget. You don't need money to change your world. You don't need a perfect life, a degree, or permission. You need vision, discipline, courage, and belief that the impossible is possible." William's journey isn't just about science, it's about the soul. It's proof that when life gives you drought, you can build wind.so. If you're struggling today, if the world has turned its back on your dreams, remember this boy from Malawi. Remember the one who built light from darkness. You have the same power inside you. The same fire. The same potential to create something no one believes in. You don't need to wait for perfect conditions. You just need to start, right where you are, because light isn't something you find. It's something you build. So don't give up. Don't stop believing. One day, the world will look back and realize, your story, too, was the light someone else needed. Subscribe now for more real-life stories that prove, no dream is too small, and no struggle is too dark for the light within you.